All right, let's do this. Our first guest, his bedtime is coming up, so let's turn his mic on and get him going. Chris Howard, one of my favorite buddies, who is bassist again with the band Lead and Lace. Chris Howard, what is up with you?
What's up, guys? Like three guys, two mics.
God,
Three guys.
man, this is a nightmare, Chris.
Hey, I like being.
How you been?
Good.
You are, yeah.
Doing great.
Good. Eric, another fellow bassist on tonight. Yeah, you guys can stop doing the sound effects on the show, Eric. So,
Right.
Chris, I mean, right away, you got mad love for Chris because he is a bassist, right?
I love bass players, man. It's part of the low-end community, man.
It is. We're misunderstood, but stick together.
Yeah, that's right, man. Because if we're not playing, girls ain't shaking their asses, right?
They're not. They're really not.
No.
They're right. Speaking of ass shaking, how's your significant other, Chris?
Oh, she's doing good, man. She's at work right now making money, so it's always good.
Yeah, there you go.
Bless her butt.
Money on them. Yeah. All right, Chris. It's been a while since you and I have been able to hang out. It's been a while since I've seen one of your gigs. Actually, the last gig I saw Chris Howard at was with the band Smoke. Before we get into Lead and Lace, I've got to get the story. What happened with Smoke? Why is Smoke no more?
Well, life. There's really nothing to say other than life happens. And, as much as we love to play music, when life happens, it doesn't always work out. So when life happened to Smoke, Jimmy and Tammy were in the process of building a house. Their two kids were, college age. And it just, Justin had a new, so we weren't sure what we were going to do. It was time to, set it down for a little while. So,
Gotcha.
When we started, thinking about doing something again, of course, Earl and I, we were like, kicking it around, kind of talked to Justin, wasn't sure if he wanted to do it. Justin mentioned Katie, so it just kind of formed itself.
All right.
But nothing.
Well, all right,
I guess
you're jumping in.
Everybody wants it. I'm sorry?
Yeah, I'm just speaking, you're going forward and speak Smoke no more. So next up is Lead and Lace. What is the story with Lead and Lace? You kind of...
Well, with Lead and Lace, it was basically, you have three members of Smoke, myself, Earl Mason, Justin Collenberg, and Justin and Katie Mack are friends, and they were kicking it around, and we all just kind of caught each other at the right time, and it just it felt good. So we put a practice together in the garage, and we just practiced through the winter, and not trying to attack it really hard, but we had a show. Our first show actually back was at County Line about a month ago. It was great, packed house, and it didn't get any better feeling than that. So we're just hoping to continue with that and see how the summer and spring goes, and keep doing it, man. You know how we are. We just play to have a good time and get everybody involved, and get everybody to be a part of the band. Everybody's a part of the band. The crowd, the bartenders, everybody.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Eric.
No, I was listening to them earlier, and I mean, as a bass player, obviously, I'm interested in your tone and want to get into all the geeky shit about how you play all this stuff. But I mean, your band is pretty technical as far as like some of the songs I heard y'all work up. I mean, these guys are pros, aren't they?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not
Chris.
gonna say I'm a pro.
Professional.
I'm not gonna say I'm
Mr.
a pro.
Professional.
I mean, the other guys in my band. I'm not gonna say I am. The other guys in my band are pros. I'm just happy to be playing with them. But we do have the ability to pull off some technical songs and put our flair to them. And we make them our own. And I come from a lot of different background music. I played metal for a long time, so country was kind of it was a new thing for me because geographically we're not set up for metal music.
Well,
so
I mean, that's what I wanted to ask you about. So you came up playing metal. Like, were you playing like metal cover bands? Were you part of the underground metal scene? Because that was pretty prominent for a while. And I don't know how far back you go, but I mean, like, what were you doing? Who were some of the guys you were playing with?
Well, when I was playing then, it was a guy named Kyle Turcott. He played in Stone the Crow and actually played in Smoke for a little bit with me. And Joey Jones. We were called Six Pounder back then.
Okay.
But I think we were at the end of it in our age. We were the older guys too. So it just kind of didn't. I don't know, fell apart and then fell into country, which I grew up country. I mean, I grew up from Greene County. So, there was nothing but country down there. And of course, Southern rock. I grew up Southern rock. It just fit, But I'll play any style.
How far can we go without, we can't swing our dick without hitting some Southern rock somewhere, and without people asking for it. Nothing against it, man. It's great at what we do and everything like that, and there's an art to it. But did you find yourself having a hard transition, or did you just fall right into it and you're just like,
no, actually, man, it was not easy. Everybody thinks that all those country guys, it's easy. It's not.
No,
there's an art form to it, and I applaud those guys that do it and do it well, because I'm still learning.
Yeah.
You look at guys like Hank Rose. Hank is phenomenal. Yeah. When I grow up, I want to be Hank Rose. So
I remember coming up as a bass player, and we're going to be bass geeks for a second, and I don't think the listenership's going to mind. I came up doing R&B, right? So like I was listening to James Jamerson and all those guys like Larry Graham and Louis Johnson. But there came a time where I had to learn how to play country. I just had to. If I was going to put some food on the table, I had to, man. And I'll tell you, that was a transition. But listening to like the old school guys that were playing, and I can't name one bass player, but listen to the Flying Burrito Brothers for me, and that kind of country, that George Jones style country, that bass is running all the time, man. It changed everything, made me a better player.
Well, it sounds so minimalist. It sounds like they're playing as little as possible, but when you get into learning it, you're realizing that they're not. They're playing just what needs to be played. Not any more, not any less, what needs to be played. And learning how to do that is the biggest challenge.
Right. And you're absolutely right. You listen to guys like the modern guys, like not saying he's that modern, but Zach Brown, and listen to his bass player. What a talent, and from that same old school of like late '60s honky tonk Americana, and I heard a lot of that in your playing when I was doing some research on you, man. You got it, man. You got the runs. You got, and your tone, man. Tell me about your tone a little bit, because we're geeking out on bass stuff right now, right? We can do that.
Well,
it's shooting from the lip.
Surprisingly, like I don't play with an amp. I'm very
well. No, I believe that.
Are
you using a fly rig?
I use a Tech 21 VTech.
Yes, sir.
Direct, and I got it tuned basically to an SVT style, Ampeg SVT style head. So it's mid range. It has a mid range tone to it with the deep undertones, and so it can shake the building, but you'll be able to hear the articulation in my note, which developed from me not ever really playing with a rhythm guitar player. It was bass and guitar, one guitar. So I was a rhythm guitar player. So I had to develop some. I don't even call it style. I had to feel what I could, and that's just what I developed into now. And it works out good. Justin does what he does. I do what I do. Earl does what he does, and it brings it all together.
Well, I like what y'all are doing. So, what's your? When are y'all coming up? One thing I didn't see. When's the next gig? What's happening?
Well, kind of right now we're just still trying to book some gigs for the summer. We're not really pushing too hard to book a lot of stuff because we're still adding some songs, what works and what didn't, coming out of that show from County Line. What we do have.
Are y'all writing any, or is this strictly
No, we're not doing any writing yet for any originals. We kick the idea around every so often, but everybody has jobs, and mine takes a lot of time, especially Earl's does too. Everybody's does. But April 7th, we have the breast cancer awareness at the County Line. We're one of several bands. I don't even have the lineup yet. So that's actually the
And when's that?
April 7th. It's
April 7th.
It's an all-day event, the majority of the day.
Well, we have to save the titties, right?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Kevin, can we make that a Shooting from the Lip approved show? Because I don't know about you, Kevin, but I appreciate titties, and I want them around.
Yeah, Chris Lucian is my boy. He'll give me carte blanche on whatever we want to do at the line.
Let's just make this a Shooting from the Lip approved show, and we're going to promote it.
We'll do it.
All right, cool. Let's
good to me.
Let's get some people showing their love, and love.
Hey, you may be able to do a live. You may be able to do a live.
I know.
Well,
I'll talk to me.
Nice segue, Chris.
Hey. Hey. Yeah, we are. With our show, Chris. You've done a few shows with me before. We've had lots of good times when we've done guest spots on our show. But we are with the show taking it, going to go remote. We're going to start doing our interviews on location at a various bar, venue, whatever, and be face to face with our. Or at your house, that could be. Yeah, yeah. Of course, we'd have to go to Chris's house right after the sun went down, and be done shortly after the sun had been down for a couple hours. Because what time do you got to get up, Chris?
I usually get up at 4:30, right in there.
Yeah. So it's been always tough to pin him down. I have to ask, with Lead and Lace, what has been the biggest challenges with this, aside from obviously a different singer, if you will? But I mean, that's probably it, because the core of the band is still there.
The core of the band is the same. I guess the biggest, I don't even want to call it a struggle, is with a lot of bands, probably every band that's a cover band, is what songs do you play? Because you have 4 different personalities, and, surprisingly, Katie being, I guess, probably the youngest in the group.
Probably. What do you mean, probably?
Well, I don't know how close her and Justin are. I'm going to tell you, I'm not.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so he likes like the 90s country, the Shania Twain, Dixie Chick, type stuff. I like, I'll say the kick-ass country. I'm always the one that wants to play the newer, in-your-face type stuff. Justin can go so many different ways with what he likes, because he can play everything. It's amazing what he can do. And Earl's the same way. You never know what they're going to pick. So picking songs is the hardest. So, but it's because we're new. When we were Smoke, we were together for 3 years. You kind of knew what somebody was going to pick. So this is new. So personalities are new. It's like a marriage. It is. It's just right. You got to give and take. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, you got to figure out what works for the band, for the crowd. Yeah.
What's is it still primarily country music, or are you all incorporating anything different?
Well, we kind of went out there a little bit and tried some different stuff. We're pulling out Locked Out of Heaven, Bruno Mars. And
oh, really?
More 90s country. Okay. Yeah. And it went over real well. And of course, I love the funk stuff because it's not new to me. So I learned more.
Of course.
And it's fun.
All right. No Backstreet Boys?
It's coming. We got to get it in somehow.
I was going to say, that Chris,
that's
bullshit.
Medley. I still want to do the medley. Well, but
incorporate cowbell to it, and I'll get on stage with you.
Okay, all right, I can get you some cowbell. It's hard to say where this band will go as far as music, but because we're still new, we're still learning each other. But that's the fun of it. That makes it new. It's not a job. It's a job. It's not fun.
It's a job. It's an adventure.
Yeah.
Do you, Chris? I have to ask. Do you get to get out? Do you get to get much and check out other local bands? And if so,
not like
who are your? Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I'd seen you out a time or two. Wow, man, are you like, since it's winter, are you basically hibernating?
No, the company I work for, they sold out in September. Of course, I took a management spot, so I'm a responsible adult by day and bass player by night. So,
Gotcha.
It's hours, and Kayla's working second, so I don't get to see her. So it kind of ain't you don't want to go out.
Which means you all. Yeah, which means you all get along perfectly, right?
Yeah. I don't want to go out and leave her working all the time. No, I do try to get out, but I try to go see Junction Creek because we all are friends in that band.
Mm-hmm. It's another good band.
And I love those guys.
Eric,
and I try to just.
What are you doing over
at a county line? I go.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing, Eric? You're breathing into the phone. Eric!
Man, I'm sorry. I had to make a run real quick because you you really hurt my feelings, and now I have to make up for it. So, Chris, has nothing to do with you. I'm really excited about Lead and Lace, and I can't wait to see you guys. Definitely Shooting from the Lip's going to be promoting that event because it's all about the titties, and we're excited about that. I'm excited to hear you guys live, man. I mean, I like what I've seen online. Please, keep posting stuff.
Yeah, we need to. We need to get out. We can get more up there. But we had a garage we were playing in, and of course it's cold. But Earl just built. I think it's 784. He'll have to correct me if I'm wrong. But Studio 784. His in his basement. He's got some cool lights and stuff setting the mood. And so we got some really cool warm practice place now. So we are going to start setting up some videos from there. I actually just bought a GoPro today from Sean Shelton. So
nice. Now when y'all do practices, I like most musicians, I hate practices. Are you one of those guys where you want to practice all day long, or are you like 2 hours and I'm out?
Well, what we do, we try to make it constructive. So everybody does their homework. You got a list of songs that we do, and we come in, and you pretty much got them, but you got to get them together. So when we get in there, it's you go through them, you pick the spots that need to be fixed, and then you're out. So everybody's got stuff going on. So we try to make it as productive and quick as possible.
Now, your number one bass, do this for me. What's your number one bass?
That I play, or you mean person?
No, your number one bass guitar that you play. I just gotta know.
That is my. Let's see, I don't even know what year it is now. It's probably 13 years old, but it's a PV. It's an '07 PV Series custom shop. Neck through body, ebony fretboard.
Right.
Yeah, 18-volt electronics. Cool. Yeah, I've just
right now.
Sorry,
I want to ask you
both.
Out, man. Yeah, I'm going to ask you both. I'll start with Chris. Chris, right now. If obviously you're not, but if I said, Chris, do a song which would just show off your bass skills, what would be that song right now?
I don't know. I'm not a show off.
Well, pretend you're a show off. Pretend.
I'm not that guy.
You can't say that, Kevin, man. Bass players aren't show offs.
Yeah, I'm more about setting it up for somebody else.
Oh my God. That's a bass player. That's a bass player.
Wow. Okay. All right. So much for
the lead
sound bite. You're the offensive lineman, right?
That's right. I'll just make the holes for everybody else to get through to get the touchdown.
The hose. It's all about the hose. All about the titties and the hose, right?
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Oh, well, you're the one that started it.
Yeah, you're right.
Eric, share with Chris, what would some of the bands you've been with lately? Eric.
Well, I'm sorry, what?
You play, now, like Chris, you're familiar with Chase Skinner, right? Since you're into the country thing.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. I play bass.
Eric was with Chase and
Judy Johnson. As far as country goes, that's about it for me.
Yeah, country.
I love playing country. Man, can you not drink your vodka on the mic, man? Gosh, this is getting way too loose, man. Chris, I hope you're having something to drink and having something fun over there to do, man, because we're having fun over here. And if we had known, we'd love to have had you over here with us.
But we may
because Chris has to go to bed at a certain time. So,
well, you know what, man? Special times.
Yeah, I got to take a bath like 7, put on my lavender baby oil so I sleep well.
As long as you have a camo hat on when you're doing it, man, you're all good with me.
Yeah.
Chris, I can't wait to meet you in person, dude.
Yeah,
I want to try to get out and see you really soon, man. Let's have some fun here real soon. Kevin, when's he playing again? Tell him, Kevin.
He's April, right? Is the benefit? It's April. The next. Yeah. So, and of course, Eric, Chris is one of my buddies. I do my best personally and from a podcast perspective to promote those guys. It's good sound. I mean, there's some great musicians in that band. So, Chris, we'll be in touch. We'll hang out soon. Wish Lead and Lace the best. Let's. I guess between now and April, we'll chat and we'll see you at the April gig.
All right, bro.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
All right.
What a great guy. What a great guy, Kevin.
He is a great guy. Thanks, Chris.